Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk.
Good night, everyone. Good night. Some of them going to bomb yard to try and win election. Some of them is trying to go a bomb yard to try and win election. Good night, wherever you're listening, watching from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean. It is 7:54. It is 6:54 in Jamaica. I don't know what's going on with this thing. It's 6:54 in Jamaica. And tonight we're going to speak about what is going on in the land of wood and water. Jamaica's Prime Minister is urging Jamaicans to keep the Jamaica Labour Party in government for a third term. Will that ever happen? But I want to start the program tonight with something, and there's a reason why I'm playing this song. Students, don't go anywhere. Welcome to the program. Don't go anywhere. Like, share, and subscribe. I want to say good evening to Walking in Divine Purpose, who is in the chat room, and also to Beckford. Thank you for telling people to like, share, and subscribe. I want you all to listen to something tonight. There's a reason why I'm playing this song. Good night to everyone who's listening from around the world. Here we go. Good night. I tell you something, Many of us may be wondering why Jeffrey is playing this song. I want to say good night to everyone who's coming on. Thank you all very much, students and friends and family who continue, cheering me on. It's been a while I haven't been on the program. I want to say thank you all for coming on. Thank you all for coming on. Thanks to my good friend Wilfred Radigan, who on Saturday let you all know that on Saturday my dad was buried. There was funeral service for him on Saturday, and it was a very sad moment for me, but here am I. Here am I. And I really feel it, but we got to move on. It's hard, but we got to move on. He's in a better place. He is in a better place. Tonight, it's a night where my good friend Head Boy is coming on. But why I start the program tonight with a revival song is because many of us don't understand what is going on in this country. Many of us don't understand what is really going on in Jamaica. And we may believe that they're not using certain things to gain state power. Think again. There are certain things that is being used to gain state power in this country. And although the Prime Minister is urging Jamaicans to give him a third term in which many of us will say he will never get it, and many will say it look like he will get it. Noise and crowd do not win election anywhere in the world, and especially in Jamaica. Noise and crowd do not win election. Whether we like it, yes or no, is the truth. Noise and crowd do not win election in this country. And I want you all to understand this. If you're following behind the president of the People's National Party, or the president of the Jamaica Labour, the leader of the Jamaica Labour Party rather, and you cannot vote, it makes no sense. Number one, you must reach the age to vote. Number two, you have to register to vote. And we encourage every Jamaicans from all walks of life to make sure you can vote. And you have to vote. Because the soul of Jamaica's democracy relies on this election that's coming up. It's one of the most consequential elections in the history of our country. And day by day and month by month as we go on, we see we're in some people from within the belly of another party going to places like Watown. And they go to places like this. Listen to these people. This is what they're going on with. Don't you trouble Zion. Don't you trouble Zion. Pretty soon, election will be called in our country. And I believe election will be called within November. We're going to have an independent election. And you have some people going around, going to barnyards, and going to mother bad pan. Now tonight we're going to speak about the Prime Minister is saying he's asking Jamaicans to give him a third term. A third term, and he talk about his achievement, why he needs a third term. Well, Prime Minister, let me tell you something tonight. I will not sit by and say that you deserve or you don't deserve a third term. It's not for me to say, it's for the people of Jamaica to say it. What I will say though, in one of your speeches in Portmore, you talk about the change that Jamaica need. And you are the change in the sense of saying that building out hospitals and building out schools. Prime Minister Holness, be careful what you're saying, Because if your conscience set you free, Prime Minister, pray on. And if your conscience set you free, pray on. Prime Minister, you went to Portmore. And this is what he said in Portmore. Why I decided to speak about this tonight. This is what he said in Portmore.
Think about it. My thinking Labour rights and my thinking Jamaican. Who is really... Think about it. My thinking Labour rights and my thinking Jamaican. Who is really making the changes in Jamaica? So yes, my Labour rights and yes, my Jamaicans, this election is about who will continue to change Jamaica for the better. Who will continue to build out the highways? Who will continue to build out the hospitals? Who will continue to build out the schools? Who will continue to build out the logistics hub? Who will continue to buy the new buses? Who will continue to buy the new garbage trucks? Who will continue to give the largest salary increases to public sector workers? Who will continue to build the houses? Who will continue to change Jamaica for the better?
I wonder if the Prime Minister is having an amnesia. Or the Prime Minister not seen. Let me say something to your Prime Minister. And I don't like to talk about nothing to do with my family. Whether they're in politics or they're not in politics. I refrain to talk about issues with my family. But I have to say this tonight. This Prime Minister, along with the Minister of Health, take us for a bunch of fools in this country. And I will apologize for this. Prime Minister Holness, you take us for a bunch of idiots in this country. Do you know what it's like, Mr. Holness? Okay, welcome my good friend Headboy. Headboy is coming on with us now. Mr. Holness, do you know what it's like to see a family member of yours sitting in an hospital, riddled with pain, and because the nurses don't have the equipment to work with, they're frustrated? You're talking about you building out hospitals? Huh? You're talking about you building out hospital. Building hospital where? It's a damn disgrace to see what's going on at the Salomon Hospital in Negril, in Westmoreland. It's an utter disgrace. This is what is going on at the hospitals in Westmoreland. And you come and have the audacity to be speaking about building out hospitals and building out schools. When you have a family member who wants to get an MRI done, the Southern Hospital don't have it, not working. When they need the use of an ambulance, the Southern Hospital don't have the use of an ambulance. The use of an ambulance. And for you to go to the facility to use the MRI, you have to pay for the MRI. You also have to pay for their ambulance to come and pick you up from the Southern Hospital. And this Prime Minister have the audacity, the nerves, to be coming and telling the Jamaican people about the building out the larger, you're building out hospitals and schools. Let me show you something, Prime Minister Holness. Let me show you something tonight here.
I'm not sure no man. I'm not sure you up tough time. Okay. Carnival Regional Hospital, this in a brother. 1 week left straight now, brother, them have people playing around, don't have to want bed, you know. Everybody has to sit down in a wheelchair, who in a wheelchair, sit down in a chair. Watch your brother. Where health system gone to Jamaica, not even a bed. The people them can't down there, man. Tell me if you totally I start miss this, man.
I saw me there, you know. Watch me now.
Tough time, you need to go on better.
Sorry.
No, man, you need to do better on this. Healthcare system need to fix, man. In a Carnival Regional Hospital, man. The people are not even a bed for lay down upon. 1 week and had. Watch out. Watch yourself, man, I say. A chair, you don't know, brother. Chair. See there? No, tell no lie.
And when you show these videos, you go to the parliament or and somewhere and talk about people is lying and people is telling pure lies and all sorts of shebang around. Until you know what it's like, politicians in this country to sit on a bench or on a chair and trying to get a bed at a hospital, then that's the time things will change in this country. And you have some Jamaicans, because they are the color green, they can't see nothing more. And because of the color orange, they can't see nothing more. And because it don't reach their doorstep, you can't see nothing more. But you have the nerves to be telling the Jamaican people that you're building out hospitals. The Savlamar Hospital in Westmoreland, the nearest hospital to the resort town of Negril, along with the Noel Holmes Hospital in Hanover. Those two hospitals are a national disgrace. And Jamaicans will be sitting on benches and chairs, sleeping on cardboards to get medical help in this country. And you're asking for a third term? You have the audacity coming out and talking about a third term? When Jamaicans who live overseas can't get their pensions, and Jamaicans who live in Jamaica can't get their pension, and you take us for a bunch of fool. Oh, give your number to that person there, and they will get in contact with you. And all know, nobody can get in contact with anybody put into the pension. And you have some Jamaicans who believe that you must say something about their party, but I'm telling you something, you know. Neither PNP nor JLP don't pay my bills. So I will speak. When you see your loved one sitting on a bench and you ask for a transfer and you can't transfer because of the situation, and you have this Prime Minister have the audacity to be talking about you building up the largest hospitals and schools in this country. Huh? Head boy, come on in. Welcome to the program. Head boy, you there with us? Unmute your mic. Foreign head boy, step away from the computer for a while.
No, man, I'm here, Jeffrey. I was trying to unmute my mic. I heard everything you said. Good night to you and your listener.
Good night, my brother. Welcome to the program.
No, you know, I mean, it was a mouthful, but you have it. It's a cry that has been there for a while. In terms of what's happening at the hospital in Savlamar, and to put it bluntly, I am saying to the people of Westmoreland, if they are serious and they want that hospital, the same way how the government can be spending billions of dollars at Land Dialogue to construct a so-called state-of-the-art police station, why couldn't they use some of that funds to also build an hospital or earmark some of the money that's been wasted at Cornwall. Because what is happening now is because the pressure that's being put at Savlamar now, a lot of the persons now have to turn to Cornwall that's already overburdened. Yeah?
Mm.
So I don't think that they understand. And that is why the people of Westmoreland have to now think critically and look at it, because the truth be told, this government has had over 9 years. When Dr. Dawes was the head of Westmoreland, and the head doctor there, he raised some of those issues under the People's National Party. So you're talking about a problem at Savlamar which has spanned over two administrations, yeah. But significant, it has deteriorated significantly over the 9 years. So what I would say to the people of Westmoreland, and I'm not going to hide and go around in a corner in saying to them, they have to think about their future, and they have to think, look at the 9 years and see, has that 9 years brought them some solution? Because Jeffrey, an MRI, that's cheap machine. Yeah?
Mm.
No, let me
And
repeat.
yet the Minister of Health can spend how much money to travel the globe. And the nearest hospital to the resort town of Negril has no MRI, no CT scan, no working ambulance.
And the reason for it, and I'll tell you why. Remember that when you go to the public hospitals are now giving you paper to go to these private screening institutions, maybe for the X-rays, maybe for the same MRI, maybe for blood tests. You'll be frightened to know. Yeah.
Mm.
So I think what is happening in the health sector is why it is being deliberately overrun, to allow a few close friends and associates to benefit. Because if you have a sector that is working, then the private sector would not get any support. But I can assure the people here, I am not speaking from a sense of certainty in that I am going to be a part of any cabinet. But what I can sense from the People's National Party is one, what would be different under them? You'd have a Dr. Dawes, who is actually a doctor, a medical doctor, who has been in the system. And I think this is one of the problems we face, We have had now a Minister of Health for 9 years. He has not changed, So from he came into the system, he has seen the issues, Jeffrey, and he seemingly is not doing anything to address them.
Hmm.
But him can be singing on a little cottage in Negril. And Negril, and Negril people should run him when he comes, and run the Jamaica Labour Party by extension, because they have had nine years of ensuring that they resolve the issues. Jeffrey, it not take $1 billion to just build a new additional wing to the Falmouth Hospital, and then to also put in 1 and 2 equipment like the MRI, like CT scan machines and those things. When you heard what Ralph Gonsalves says, let's go back to what Ralph Gonsalves said, that he was able to achieve in his own constituency, in the Windwards. Huh?
Yes. Yes.
So I'm saying it is obvious to me now that this administration does not understand or does not care about the health of of people. So they have allowed the system to overrun. And I'm
And
not
and
and I'm not politicizing the issue, but the truth be told, Jeffrey, remember now, this is the one of the few ministries in Jamaica that the minister has not changed.
mm,
From since the Jamaica Labour Party has been in power, Christopherson has been Minister of Health. Frenton Ferguson, that they made out to be this boogie monster because a mistake had happened where not his doing, but in the lab, there were some issues with babies dying prematurely because of maybe some bacteria that was in the hospital. And 11 babies died. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And the JLP made it a political issue. A political issue. Fenton Ferguson had to be removed from the Ministry of Health. Yeah, I've seen worse under this Minister of Health where a hospital that was supposed to be 4 billion has gone to 25 billion. Yeah, and you still have the facilities around it that are not being developed. Fenton Ferguson was doing a lot more work on what we call the community health centers, which would then reduce some of the pressure, because if you have a doctor at the the health center, it would take some of the pressure. So if you home you're not feeling well, you can walk go up the road and go or take a taxi quick up to the nearest health center and still have a doctor to look at you. Would you
Look
waste
at
your
this,
time to go to Sablamar?
head boy. Look at this.
Yes, brother.
Negril.
It's
Head
a
boy,
resort
talk for me.
town.
Take this call. Go ahead and talk for me, please.
No. No, I'm saying that, Negril is a resort town. And so it should not be that Negril is allowed, or Sablamar and the parish of Westmoreland is being allowed to operate the way it is operating without a proper health, without the health situation being dealt with. But you are making a point, Jeffrey.
Yes. Let me say this. Negril has a health center. A health center has been there from Wapi kill Philip and Philip dead long time. I want to say something, people will be vexed with me, If these two political parties had meant the people of Negril well, they would have built a public facility in Negril for the residents of Negril. Negril has given to tourism in this country billions of dollars. And all they have is a little 2x4 health center. There's land being wasted. People capture land.
No, but Jeffrey,
Go ahead.
Jeffrey, not to cut you, but I want you to, and I want it to be made here, lucidly clear. As you know, and you and I know, our views of my good friend Ricardo McNeil's management of Western Westmoreland, and as to his style of leadership there. However, there was an agreement, and this is why I'm telling you why I say the JLP needs to give. I understand, yes, the PNP was in power. Remember now, Sablamar Hospital, Jeffrey, did not come to where it came just by arriving there yesterday, I'm saying the JLP has been in terms for been in power for 2 terms. But outside of that, the real point I was making, I'm telling you that in 2013, there was in fact a plan for the expansion of Sablamar, which then Minister McNeil was touting, because they were saying it was dangerous for tourists to be in the town, in the surroundings of Negril, and have to be taken to Cornwall Regional. So there was that plan, and the funds were going to come out of the Tourism Enhancement Fund. And if you in fact check Wickham McNeil's campaign message of 2016, his manifesto, it was in it. And it was in the PNP's manifesto for an expanded Sablamar Hospital. Because the PNP saw the connection between the fact that you cannot have a tourism resort town like Negril, one, and also a growing town without having a proper medical. Because what it would have done would have taken off the pressure from Cornwall. And then Cornwall also was going through some of the mold issues and the environmental issues that they're having. So I was just making the point that, yes, I agree with you, Jeffrey, that more should have been done over the period of time. But if we look at the last 10 years, this hospital, Sablamar, was not like this 15 years ago.
No.
It was not like this even 11 years ago. It has deteriorated, even 6-7 years ago, it has deteriorated because there has not been any attention placed with strategic vision, by the way. Look at the Mandeville Hospital, regional hospital. Huh? So,
You know, head boy.
well, I just wanted to point out that.
Go
That's
ahead,
all
go ahead.
I wanted to point out, because I just wanted us to, to understand that point as well, that it is that and this is what the JLP cannot escape, this is what this government cannot escape. They have been the only administration, Jeffrey, that has inherited an economy like the economy that they have inherited. Huh? Yet though they have spent they have spent less on social services, less on issues, on things which would have impacted the people, because there are some persons who are saying, save the money, let's look good, because they wanted the big job at IMF. Because if we were spending on the right things, like the healthcare, we cannot be a tourist society. Why aren't we could build out our public facilities in such a way that they're so damn good that Americans would leave America and come to Jamaica to do healthcare because it's far way cheaper. You understand what I'm saying?
But what I don't understand though, head boy, why is it that over the years in this country, why the people of this country have to be begging for things as basic as healthcare, education, and water? Why?
Which is basic human right. Do you know now that healthcare is considered a fundamental human right? So, but I am saying the Jamaican people have, in short order, very short time actually, and I am publicly declaring here that the Prime Minister cannot go beyond July to call the election. So he will call the election in July and will be going to the polls in August. He has no other choice, because if he disrupts the back to school period, and also the reopening of school, he would have angered the school management, one, and he would have also angered the merchants that would feel that having an election during the back to school would make it would not have been good. So you might have a scenario where the second week of August is where you'll see the election. Because if he calls it in July, it will land somewhere around the second week of August. The second week of August.
You know something, head boy? I'm going to go back down to the health center in Negril for a while. And then come all the way back up to Port Antonio, St. Thomas, and those places. Don't you believe, head boy? Welcome to my good friend Christopher Campbell in the chat room and others in the chat room. Students, thank you all very much for your condolence, and thank you all very much for keeping the Mek Wi Talk program alive. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. We're going to take phone calls pretty soon. But head boy, when you look at the Negril Health Center, they could do a lot with the Negril Health Center. A lot with it.
Yeah, what it should be upgraded.
Of course, it should be upgraded. It should be upgraded to a 24-hour emergency center.
Absolutely.
24 hours. But what they do is sit down. A private facility is being built. How many Negrilians can go to that private facility in Negril? How many people can afford a private medical care facility in Negril?
You know, I don't want to give out too much ideas, but I'm telling you, if we fix the public health system in such a way that it becomes one of the, do you know you have people who leave the Caribbean and go to Colombia for medical services? To
I
Santo
know.
Domingo, to Santo Domingo. They leave Jamaica and go these places, right? And I'm saying they're not going in most instances to any private hospital. They're going to public hospitals. Yeah? But this
Let me
may
ask
be
you this question, though,
facility.
Headboy.
Uh-huh.
Do you believe that Jamaica can afford free healthcare?
Jeffrey, I'm of the view that we never have been able to afford anything free, quite frankly. Yes? But I think what we need to have is maybe a national health insurance. And I'll tell you
Mm-hmm.
why. If and that national health insurance should include you doing a single contribution like what you do with in the national housing trust with your national housing trust and your education tax, NIS as well. Now, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people might not like the idea because the one of the issues is that NHT is not used for what it was collected for. And
Mm-hmm.
whenever you give governments large bulk of monies, they sometimes get derailed. But if it could be set up in a similar way that the NHT is set up, but with more security, yeah, to
Mm-hmm.
represent now, meaning nobody could go inside of it and read it like they can read the NHT.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if that were to happen, what that means is that that insurance that you are paying then could be now invested into a fund which would then use to be taking care of the management of the hospitals.
Mm-hmm.
So the funding of procuring equipment, doing all of that, in addition to what the comes from central government, maybe to subsidize dealing with wages or whatever, if so be the
Yeah.
case. Because wages is always recurrent. Yeah. So let's say that that would be something that they would do. Because I think if we don't take that model immediately, we can't say we're going to give health care. We cannot. We cannot afford to do it. So the best model would be to have a shared system in which if you pay medical insurance or you pay national insurance, and that national insurance covers you up to certain coverage. Yeah. So if it is going to require the more expensive treatments like cancer, then your premium for cancer services not going to be the same premium as if you're dealing with diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
You're with me?
Yeah,
So
man.
I think that we can design that system, and we have to design it because we have to look at how we're going to rescue the healthcare, rescue the health sector, because there stands a potential for us to now merge the owner part of the tourism industry, which is the health tourism.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't take the charge as a country and not allow the capitalists, the vulture capitalists now who are looking at the opportunity to say here is another market that we can control. What would happen is that we would have both benefits. We could get the benefit of taking care of the health of our people
Mm-hmm.
while being paid extra to take care of the health of other persons from outside of our country or outside of the region. Yeah. So I think that is the model we have to look at. Go ahead, Jeffrey.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But I believe over the years, they have wasted and mismanaged the funds when it comes on to health care in this country. Over the years, they have wasted money when it comes on to health in this country. And the Jamaican people suffer, while those who are in authority in this country has an insurance that's been paid for by the people of this country, and they can pick up themselves and go to Miami. While the Jamaican people who don't have the money can't go to Miami, can't ask for an air ambulance to go away. So my question to the Jamaican people tonight, are you voting on issues or are you voting for party? Over the years, we've been voting for party in this country. When will we vote for issues? When will we vote for proper health care in this country? When will we vote for proper education system in this country? When will we vote for water in the pipes in this country? The election is on us, head boy. And is the Jamaican people going to stand by and say, my party this and my party that? And when the election is all done, they then call in talk shows, Lord, Canada Brian, Lord, time hearts and no water. What are we voting for in this country? That's the question we must ask ourselves. And are we going to continue like this for the next how many years? As I keep on saying on this program, Winston Babatunda Witter, Wilmot Mutty Perkins, Barbara Gluden, Antoinette Harton, Joan Williams, and I can call others, have been at this record for many years. Some of them dead and some of them alive. And the Jamaican people haven't changed their tune. They have not changed their tune when it comes down to voting in this country. Because they believe that they must vote for their party. And it's their party they love more than how they love country. And when they come on here and speak about the issues facing this country, when they come on here and speak about the issues that you and your family members face, they say, go here, dirty comrade. Like a man they call Radcliffe Lewis. Well, who don't fit to be at the JUTC? All that is spread propaganda. And the issues facing this country, they don't have the nerve to come out and speak about it.
What Radcliffe Lewis said, Jeffrey?
You don't want, if I talk once upon here tonight, you see? Radcliffe Lewis don't fit to be at the JUTC. And I will not stop saying
You know, he got that job because of under the People's National Party when the board was headed by Garnet Roper. But I want to give you a joke. It is alleged that Radcliffe Lewis and a senior prosecutor in Jamaica are very close.
I heard about it.
Maybe that is why he believes why now he's maybe attacking you, because they have heard that many a times. No, well, remember, I mean, if they have not learned, they would learn from having remembered what happened to Keisha Mack when last you hear of Keisha Mack.
Because him don't want me start spreading what I know. And it's facts that I know. And what you know why I turn off and go down that road, head boy? They are the ones who they're put up there where JUTC money could go towards helping the health sector in this country. Billions of dollars has been pumped into JUTC and billions of dollars been wasted at JUTC. That make any sense?
No, but the worst part of it is they're saying about $20 million worth of gas is being stolen monthly.
And guess Guess who's in charge of the gas area?
Well, no, that's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to say no to speak at the competence. Because one thing with me, when I speak, I want to ensure that I give the background. The Radcliffe Lewis has had the responsibility for almost loss prevention to ensure that the entity doesn't lose anything, revenue, protect its revenue as well. And he has had this job from since 2014. Don't you think it is now time for somebody else to go there with a smarter mind, a little clearer mind, a little more understanding of how to use technology? I don't even think Radcliffe Lewis know how to use a phone.
Do you know why Radcliffe Lewis get that job?
Because if you are judging by how he, huh?
Do you know how Radcliffe Lewis get that job? Radcliffe Lewis got that job at JUTC because he used to terrorize the poor bus and taxi operators in this country. He was the first person who started putting bus and taxi and records.
I know, Jeff, I used to
with the government.
I used to see him in Africa when I was going to high school. I used to walk past. Right,
and that is why
I could tell where he used to stand up right at, you see the corner of St. Andrew's Parish Church?
Yes.
That was one of his most famous corner. And sometimes you'd see him right around up to which part the Red Hills Road, Constant Spring buses are parked.
Mm-hmm.
And at Portmore bus stand. So I remember, I remember Radcliffe Lewis way back. The man used to jam up traffic, cars, traffic on Agri Park Road,
That is why he got the job at JUTC.
So you're saying it was
push him there.
A reward.
That was what's going on in this country now. And billions and billions of dollars is going on the train at JUTC and Montego Bay Metro.
We have shared that. But one of the things I want to look at is I wanted to have a sense of, because we're talking about Westmoreland, and I don't know if you are aware that currently the political landscape in Westmoreland is about to change.
Yeah, man, I know.
It seems to me that Westmoreland is hell-bent on going back to the People's National Party. And that is why I made the initial call I made when I said to the people of Westmoreland that they will be having a Minister of Health who was their head doctor at Westmoreland, at Sabla Amin. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That is important, because if you reach out to him and cry out to him about the issues, you don't have to cry too loud or hard. He knows the issues. And I think
the nation is in crisis.
One of the things.
Go ahead, head boy.
I didn't hear you, Jeffrey.
I said the nation is in crisis.
No, I'm saying I didn't hear you.
Are you hearing me now?
No, but let me tell you. Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear. So the nation is in crisis. Well, let me tell you, Jeffrey. Maybe I'm too much optimistic. The JLP only has 3 months left in office, and I don't think people recognize it. The next 2 weeks from now is the 1st of May. Yeah? And upon the commencement of the 1st of May, June, July, which an election is going to be called, they will not be in office after they have called an election. The government will be running by technocrats. Yeah? So essentially they have roughly about 4 more months left, if so much. And so this really is not even the time to lament. This is really the time to say, let's look at the issues, let's judge the administration that is at the crease, or as in the book of Daniel, let's weigh them and see how they will be found in the balance, if they'll be found wanting or if they'll be found to be good. But the truth be told is we have proof and so their reign is coming to an end. My admonition really would be And each time I get the opportunities over the next couple of months, it would be one, to encourage people to express this anger and frustration that they have in the system by voting. And I'm saying, I'm unafraid to say, I would say to you to support the opposition because I've seen 9 years of this administration. But equally, I will say, if the opposition goes in and does not perform within the 5 years, I will equally be encouraging people to vote the other way. I say this with no apologies, and I know it upsets a lot of comrades. Even though I'm a comrade, I don't think that you should ever take for granted the vote that people put into the that people mark for you. And if you make a pledge to deliver things, you should deliver. And so I'm saying, like Jane, like
Yes.
that all we have.
Sorry, go ahead.
We have to think about where the direction that the country is having. Andrew Holness and the JLP has had 10 years in a 2 term to show what they can do. And they have proven to us in the 2 terms that they have had that they don't business about the public business. They don't business about the country's business, that they're on their a frolic of their own. And what else do you need from an expression when somebody tell you straight up, hey, me not care. Me dey on a frolic of my own. And the Jamaican people will have to decide if this is something that they want to accept. And if this is something that they will continue to accept. There no dancing, spinning around, turning, twisting, and pointing the finger at the other side will make the JLP escape from the fact that they have been in power for 2 terms. You with me, Jeffrey?
Yes, man, I hear you.
And it is a thing that I am also having serious problem with, and I will be blaming the PNP too for it. You cannot point fingers when you are in government on the opposition. Governments are elected to govern. Yes? So you can't say, oh, you did do that when you were in opposition. Not that I am.
But head boy, when you look on what is going on
With that's what I'm wondering. You're going in and out every minute.
I'm going in and out. Are you hearing me? Head boy, are you hearing me?
Yep.
You hear me loud and clear?
I'm hearing you now.
Yes. I'm saying to you.
Yes, hearing you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. I'm saying to you, I'm hearing it too. I'm saying to you.
Yep, loud and clear, loud and clear, loud.
Based on what is going on, our health sector is in crisis. I'm gonna take this call here. Hold on for me, head boy. Good now, welcome to the Mek Wi Talk program. You're live.
Yes, good evening to both of you.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I am convinced that the Minister of Health should be a medical doctor because the ministry is
Good evening, my
crumbling.
brother.
The hospitals are not
Hold
providing
on
critical services.
Hold on for me. Where's the head boy? Head boy.
No. I was saying good evening to the gentleman. No, I was saying good evening to him.
Go ahead.
Yes, man. Definitely, because the worse the hospitals get, Christopher Tufton is saying the services are getting better. So that guy is unfit to be Minister of Health. And the government should not continue to have that portfolio filled by non-medical doctor. It must be a medical doctor for it to function properly. It requires those medical skills. They have to get rid of Christopher Tufton urgently, because even the overrun that you spoke about at Cornwall Regional Hospital, from $2 billion to close to $30 billion, those monies must be moving through a bank, you know. There's no way you can use hands to move those kind of monies. And it's corruption that has caused our health services to collapse like that. The monies are there. We have seen how politicians have gotten wealthy over a period of time. Those monies could have provided health and social services, including education. Look at how much monies were filtered through SSL. The 300% increase that Andrew Holness gave himself and the judges.
Stick to the point we're talking about, sir.
But these are critical points. And the PNP was wrong to put Radcliffe Lewis there at the JUTC in 2014. That man, he has no qualifications to be there. And then Darrell Vaz has put Owen Ellington as chairman of Transport Authority and deputy chairman of JUTC. How one man can fill those two positions, and they are position where it's pure corruption go on at those institutions, Transport Authority and JUTC. And we know the background of Mr. Ellington. Man, it's pure crazy things going on, man. I really hope that the PNP wins, but the PNP has baggage too. Because under no condition, East Kingston, anybody goes there in the name of PNP will win under PNP. That's a die-harded constituency, right? And I don't see no reason why the party should continue to keep Philip Paulwell there. For many reasons. He should have been excluded from the party if the party wants to make progress. They have to remove Paulwell. Do not worry about the seat. Anybody goes out there to represent the PNP will win.
Let me ask
That's one of the strongest ghetto constituencies.
Let me ask this question, though, Paul. You're well versed when it comes down to Jamaican politics and other issues facing our country. When you look on Jamaica's healthcare sector in this country, from Negril Point to Moran Point, would you say that Jamaica healthcare sector since 1962? I know you're a young man, but you do history and so forth. Since 1962, would you say that Jamaica healthcare sector has been good for the people of this country?
Well, I guess the British was running it more effectively than our modern politicians. Because things are very bad there. I have coined a phrase, that the hospitals are all in area for the morgue. Because right now, KPH is only administering painkillers. No, none of the operating theaters are working. And it's not only about the molds, they lack proper equipment and medicine and even a good aftercare team. It's not functioning properly. And probably Christopher Tufton doesn't have a clue of what is going on because he's not a medical doctor. He shouldn't be there. But the government has to go, man. A lot of corruption is going on and they can't continue like that.
Well,
but Radcliffe Lewis, man, I agree with you. That guy can hardly read and write. He shouldn't be working at JUTC. And he's getting a pension already. Same thing for Owen Ellington. Boy, I'm telling you, look here, unless politicians are arrested and charged and given long prison sentences, like places in Vietnam and Singapore and China, Jamaica will never be better. And their assets have to be confiscated, both cash and property. Other than that, Jamaica will never get better. And I'm telling you, man, there is no way Jamaica is getting better soon.
Why?
Because even when the PNP wins the election, where is it going to get money from to fund the budget? They have to go on a prosecution drive and forfeiture of assets to run the country. Look here, the monies that have been stolen over the past 9 years, is about 8 to 10 people have that wealth sitting on right now,
And do you think that will ever happen?
They don't have any choice. They have to do it. Because the days of the boys club have been destroyed because Andrew Holness and his cabinet have taken too much money. So the PNP is very upset with them. Look here, everybody takes something, but nobody expected for those large sums of money to be taken out of government through a corrupt scheme.
Do you believe?
None of them expected that.
Do you believe that Andrew Wheatley should be on the ballot in this country?
No, neither Holness. Because Holness's statutory declaration will never be able to certify. You know, because his unexplained wealth is getting larger and larger, courtesy of the Chinese. And don't look here, his wife name is on that list, you know. I'm telling you. And that list would have been expanded from 8 to close to 12 or 14 people. Don't think the list is static.
So
It doesn't sit at 8.
With Andrew Wheatley still have a court case going on. And nothing is coming out of it.
I didn't know he has one going on.
In which other modern democracy you can hear that this man have a court hearing going on, and he's still running as member of parliament?
Well, I don't know if he has a court case going on. I know that certain high-level employee at Petrojam were arrested and charged, and they went through the courts.
Let me correct this. He doesn't have a court hearing going on.
No, not that I know of. But
Okay,
two of his senior managers at the time when he was minister, they went on a corruption scheme, and thousands of US dollars went down, and barrels of oil were also stolen under him. So I agree with you still that he is not fit to go back on the ballot. Because there was grand theft going on at Petrojam while he was Minister of Government, and he would have presided over that whole process, including the managers at Petrojam and the chairman.
So let me ask you this question also. When you have people like those, and this is you have no hang up, not pretty soon answer this question because the call coming in. When you have people like those who were under investigation, and about Petrojam and how much barrel of oil missing, and nothing comes out of it. They're free like a bird in the sky, like the late Wilmot Multipurpose would have said.
Well,
and
Jeffrey, what I am with,
so I wonder when will all of this stop in this country, sir?
But what? Look here, the opposition spokesperson on energy. Have you heard him said anything about it either? Birds of a feather flock together, you know. It's both sides drinking milk and honey together, you know.
So do you
that is why you will never hear anything coming out of no opposition for Ministry of Transport, Energy, Technology. And what's the name of the other one? Because it's 4 ministries in one, you know. And the opposition spokesperson not opposed to nothing that is going on. Because birds of a feather flock together.
No, caller.
Here,
just
man. I remember the long list of corruption.
Go ahead, about.
Just one second, my brother. In relation to transport, Michael Phillips came the other day, right? And it was at least it was welcome, because I agree with you that in some sense it has been sort of a ministry that more, but remember, transport is not really an active ministry that requires you to come in all the time.
Man, that's one of the biggest ministry in Jamaica, head boy. That's a wealthy ministry.
I know it has the Airports Authority of Jamaica, it has Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority, which collects fees for entering our airspace, which goes up into the billions annually.
Right.
And so is the Airports Authority that collects, and other entities as well, the telecommunications as well.
But the point I was making, it boy, that the massive corruption that went on at Petrojam, this same opposition spokesperson did not say anything about it.
And I agree with you, and I've said it publicly.
Because I know who are the friends in it, boy.
Of course.
They make money together, you know. Nobody not going to sit down quiet and not benefiting from corruption that is going on. So if the opposition person keeps quiet, he or she is paid off. And that is what we are preventing in this country.
Hold on now.
I could tell you the biggest clique is the Ministry of Energy. Every Minister of Energy has been friends with his counterpart. I
Yes,
remember, I
because
and I could go on and on, but I'd not say everything. I'll leave it
you
at
know
that.
what is bad? You
So
know
hold
what
on,
is
let me
bad,
ask this
Ed
question
boy?
though.
The PNP is not benefiting from that corruption that is going on at the energy ministry, you know. Is one man alone in the PNP continue to benefit from that kind of operation between both parties.
So
The
let me ask this
PNP is
question
not
though, Paul.
benefiting. It's an
Hold on, let me ask this
individual thing
question.
that is
Hold
going
on.
on.
Let me ask this question of you. You said that the two parties benefiting from certain things. So do you think that the level of corruption will stop in this country?
Look here, they have to remove such man from out of the PNP party to cut back on corruption. Remember, you know, that man has a string of corruption behind him while the PNP was in power for
No.
18
Hold
and a
on there,
half
family.
years,
Hold on,
and
hold on,
they
hold on,
still
hold on.
keep him there.
Hold on. I'm asking you a broad question, sir. The question I'm asking you. The level of corruption going on in this country, do you think it will ever stop?
Well, it can be mitigated in serious ways, you know. With the people who hold them accountable, it can happen. But at the same time, there are low hanging fruits whereby we know of certain individuals who have a tendency to steal government money and to act in coordination with government operatives, and both of them benefit from such corruption. And I'm saying the Ministry of Energy is one of them, right? Nothing that guy on the opposition side has ever said since Wheatley's time until now. Barrels of oil, you know, went away, you know. But we know that it wasn't only done by the government. Certain opposition operative knows about it and insists that they will not do nothing about it because they have their payday out of it too. Look
All
here,
right, my
man.
friend.
Certain things are going on in the courts right now, you know,
Yes.
with baby mother and all different type
Yes,
of
I have
things.
a next
And the
call coming, my
party
friend. Thanks for
still,
calling in.
yeah, in closing, Jeffrey, this PNP still has this man on the ballot, baby mother, a child, all different sort of mix up. The PNP doesn't realize this is a big baggage they're carrying by having this one person, and the person is a ghetto constituency. Anybody goes here in the name of PNP must win.
All right.
So why keep him?
All right. Thanks much.
Okay, sir.
Good night, Sam. How are you doing? Welcome to the program.
Good night, Mr. Tavares. Good night, Edward.
Good night, Sir Sam.
I asked the question if you think Jamaica can reach the level that people can have level of confidence in reduce corruption in government. I believe it can. What Margot need to do is strengthen the Integral Commission, put in an independent prosecution body who can charge all politicians and civil servants who are robbing the taxpayers' money of this country. Right? Get some independent, get people like Justice Panton head one of those prosecution, because he's a no nonsense person. Whether PMP or JLP wants to find them corrupt with taxpayer money to send them to prison.
But
If
let
that
me ask
don't
you this
have,
question though, Sam. It could be my
yeah,
dad. You're an old man now. And
yeah,
you have a wealth of knowledge behind you.
yeah,
Jamaica has been a corrupt nation from a long time now.
yeah.
Do you believe that a Mark Golden-led administration will try to stamp out corruption in this country and lock up who to be locked up?
Well, he has integrity behind him, can do it, and if he don't do it, it'll be a dog day in Jamaica. I think that will be open up for you know what Marcus Garvey say? You know what Marcus Garvey probably say? Say it will be rolling in this generation with these people now. If him don't set the example of sending these politicians with a liberal type PNP to prison, we'll be doomed. Because he have the knowledge, he has integrity behind him to do these things. Right? And remember now, him is running on ethic. That's what he's running on now. Right? So Jamaican right now, the JLP do a poll and show that out of the 49 seats them have, PNP are lead in 23 between 8 to 15 points in 23 constituencies. That you know why PNP are leading those? Because Margaret runs clean, right? And ethic will be one of my primary mandate, right? So if he does not put in policy, put in agency to go after these civil servants and politicians with the private taxpayer of this country, we will be doomed. Mark Golden might only serve 3 years, not 5 years. Because people are rebel. Remember, I tell you this. The people of this country going to rebel if we don't do these things. Can remember now? Mr. Uncle, remember now? With this government sell out all of the tax benefit Jamaica could collect, right? When they go inside there now, they're not going to have enough money to spend now. So they have to do something to get these money back, right? Because a lot of the government lands, right, are being used by this government as a pushback for themselves, right? So him have to find some way to get back some of those money. And only way he got to put in law and put the agency can go to those politicians with a liberal type PMP. Right? All right, thank you.
Good now. Welcome back to our program here. Hey Chris, how you doing?
Good night, Jeffrey. How you doing, my friend?
I'm here looking and living, my brother.
Hey, head boy, how you doing?
He left. He had also gone to run to do something.
Okay, Jeffrey, let me just piggyback on what the gentleman was saying a while ago. I sincerely believe this. If you do not tackle corruption, there's no hope for Jamaica. We will just go on and on and on like them corrupt countries, like the Nigerias of the world and Haiti's and all of these other countries will have corrupt government that siphon off the money, set up side business with them friends within the ministries, which is a kind of parasitic side government, and siphon off taxpayers' money in all of, underhanded ways. Mark Golden, and I believe Mark Golden is an honest actor, but as I said, Jeffrey, I don't trust no politician. Reagan said, trust but verify. I have to see.
And Nestor Morgan said, don't believe the words of a politician.
But when a politician telling you that, you must know. I believe you judge a person by the works and not what them tell you, because politician, I don't know them is a different breed of people, so you can't really hold them to what they say. After they do it, you give them the credit. But Jeffrey, I really believe that, and you ask a question all the while, is there going to be any justice? Will anybody be held accountable in Jamaica for the crimes they do against Jamaican people? My personal opinion, me and you're not going to live to see that.
Thank you.
Just my personal opinion. Because, Jeffrey, the reason I say that, only 8% of Jamaicans think that the latest analyst poll was 8% of Jamaicans think that corruption is a problem. And therein lies the problem. If the people in the country don't think corruption is a problem, why would the politician who benefit from it change their ways? So, we have a problem. It's a chicken or egg problem. But however it is, if we don't solve that riddle, we'll be just like the dog chasing the tail. Another generation will come and see the same madness, and we have, even more deprivation and more poverty. And we will be saying the same thing. After we leave the scene, the same thing will be said. So, solve.
Because when you look at this, Christopher, the late Will Mutty Perkins, I born growing up listening to hear Mutty and Barbara, Antoinette Harton and Miss Joan Williams. I think Joan retired now, she lives somewhere in the United States. And they have been preaching the same thing over and over and over and over again to the Jamaican people about the level of corruption in the country. Some Jamaicans believe, say, is no corruption going on in Jamaica. It's not now.
Yes, and I think Jeffrey, part of that is a lack of education and the institutions that is there to educate the people about how government operate, and that the people themselves is the government and it's their resources. Government don't have money. Government get money from the people that they govern. And when them sign a contract for borrow money overseas, is your name them signing on that contract and your kid's name. So when they steal the money, they're stealing from you. Government Andrew Holness not no money. Him spend the people money. So you have to hold him accountable for how him spend that money. But because you have a situation where you have half the people in Jamaica is semi-literate.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not putting that down, but if you can sit down and read something and understand what's going on, they can pull the wool over your eyes and then give you a box lunch and $5,000 and tell you if you go vote for them. They want the people to be ignorant so they can continue this corrupt thing that they have going. And until we solve that problem, we can't talk about the hospitals all we want, because Jeffrey, you and I know the reason why the hospitals are not furnished properly is because them friend have side business down the road from the hospitals where you have to go to do your tests and your MRI and these things. And this is the same thing with water trucks. Why have?
Let me give you
Go
a
ahead,
joke,
Jeff.
Chris. Let me give you a joke. And that is why when people come on this platform and start chatting nonsense, I get irritable. When a family member of yours is in the hospital, a public hospital, and you ask for a transfer, they say you can't move the person. Then the person must do a MRI or a CT scan. The CT scan or the MRI not working at the Sablon Hospital. There is another place not even 5 minutes away from the Sablon Hospital that does MRI and CT scan.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pay their ambulance to come and pick up your family member, plus pay them, So the question I want to ask those die-hearted Labour Party idiots, because when the Prime Minister called me dog, when the Prime Minister called the Jamaican people dogs, I'm not calling an idiot. What happened to you? We're going to wait until a situation reaching the door before we start talking about it? You're telling me, Christopher, in 2025 Jamaica, some of the hospitals in our country don't have no MRI, no CT scan, no ambulance?
This has been going on for years, Jeffrey.
For years.
And it's just a lack of respect for the people. Really, that's what it comes down to. It's not even a lack of resources, because Jeffrey, the money is there, is how and who's getting to the money. I'll give you a good example, Jeffrey, before I get off. I knew a guy in Georgia here, and he's a JLP guy, and he used to run a little side business up here, and couldn't even run the business. Next thing I know, the man disappeared. Only if you see the man show up around the transportation center out halfway through there. This man was wholly unqualified to run, to do any. This man was a moron. Let me just put it like that. And yet, still because of political connection, he was given that job and he wasn't even living in Jamaica. He was living in Georgia when him get the job. And him don't have no background in logistics or anything like that. And this is the thing that they do, Jeffrey. You understand? This is the things that they do at the expense of the Jamaican people. Now, as you say all the time, I don't give a damn about PNP or JLP. You know, and at my age, I could live the rest of my life and not worry about it. But I hate to see people suffer unnecessarily. And they make the people ignorant. They keep them in the state of ignorance and keep them hungry, as Bob Marley say. And when them can't get nothing, them brother become them enemy. And them chop up the money out of frustration. It have to come to an end. It cannot continue like this. And we have to.
And the only person can bring it to an end is the people of Jamaica.
The people of Jamaica. You must always speak truth to power. Always, uncompromisingly speak truth to power. I don't care who the guy is. If you're not doing the right thing, I go and tell you in front of your face, because I don't want to break bread with no corrupt person. I don't care how much money you have and yacht and plane. That don't mean nothing to Chris Gamble. You must be an honest player. You must be an honest broker. And if you're going out to serve the people, nobody can come call you. If you put yourself out there, then that's what you should do. Be an honest broker. Okay? All right, Jeffrey. I'll talk to you a little more.
Yeah, man. Thanks for calling in. The number to call is 954-529-8030. That's 954-529-8030. Do you think that Jamaica's election will see the Labour Party going back into power, the PNP gaining state power? I wonder sometimes. I wonder if the people of our country really believe the numbers to call is 954-529-8030. 954-529-8030. When will we wake up in this country? I heard MP Clarence Morrison reading something at the Labour Party conference in Portmore the other night. Listen to this.
Mr. Holness has been a champion in relation to climate action, a champion in relation to an effective reformed multilateral financial architecture in the world. And this was what Damian Blake, a Jamaican-born associate professor, had to say. I find him, Prime Minister Holness, to be very transformational, steady, forward-thinking kind of Prime Minister who, in my view, has made Jamaica better internally. Now, Labour rights, we could ever go back to PNP? Never, never, never. We are never going back to those days, let me tell you. And we can say it here. Labour rights, PNP is bad news. Bad news. Bad for the economy and bad for leadership. And it is with confidence that we here who are gathered at Cedar Grove Academy in full support of MP Terry Long, we stand in solidarity with our party leader as we choose Jamaica. Show Labour rights.
As we choose Jamaica. So why is now when the election is around the corner choosing Jamaica? So that's why the Prime Minister had this to say.
Think about it. My thinking Labour rights and my thinking Jamaican. Who is really making the changes in Jamaica? So yes, my Labour rights and yes, my Jamaicans, this election is about who will continue to change Jamaica for the better. Who will continue to build out the highways? Who will continue to build out the hospitals? Who will continue to build out the schools? Who will continue to build out the logistics hub? Who will continue to buy the new buses? Who will continue to buy the new garbage trucks? Who will continue to give the largest salary increases to public sector workers? Who will continue to build the houses? Who will continue to change Jamaica for the better?
Can somebody tell me if the healthcare sector in this country has changed? Can somebody tell me? I've heard from Miss P in a long while. Miss P, if you're listening, call me. Can somebody tell me what the Prime Minister truly talking about? Can somebody really tell me what is he really talking about? Building out hospitals, building out roads, building out schools. What school is the Prime Minister talking about? We're living in some serious times in this country. Some very serious times. If you want to call into the program is 954-529-8030. It's also a WhatsApp number 954-529-8030. You can also call in via WhatsApp or you can call straight. That's true. The best person to ask is him. Our nation, boy, I tell you. I'm going to say this again. Crowd do not win an election. Noise do not win an election. And I pray and hope that when he calls the election, the Jamaican people will go out and vote. Vote for a better Jamaica. Vote for a better way of living. Vote on issues. Do not vote on party. Vote on issues. Good night. You're live on the Mek Wi Talk program. You want me to call you back later?
Okay, yes, I was checking on you, Jeffrey.
I'll call you back later.
Okay.
Vote on issues. Vote on what is going on in this country. Because there's no way we can continue having these talk shops. There's absolutely no way we can continue having these talk shops year after year, decade after decade, and we not seeing any changes. Because why? We, the people, believe in our party. We don't believe in our country. And for us to change this nation, we have to believe in this country. We have to believe in a country that can survive, a country that can move forward, a country that can become the gem of the Caribbean once more. It can't continue as if we don't think about this nation, Jamaica. All we think about is our party. Reggae girl, how you doing, darling? It's our party. We don't think about this nation. We don't think about our children. That is why. Good night. Welcome to Mek Wi Talk program. You're live.
Jeffrey, good night.
Good night, my
Good
friend. How you
night.
doing?
I'm good. Jeffrey,
Oi.
I know you're a humble man still, you know. I might not agree with what I'm about to say. But I know the political arena need people like you, you know.
Who?
You're brave enough and you speak the truth and you have the Jamaican people's future as a concern of yours. Because right now people are expecting the PNP to prosecute corrupt, criminal-minded politicians in the JLP if they were to come to power. And if that expectation is not realized, it will feed the apathy among people when it comes to politics. You know? Because people are expecting the untainted leader of the PNP
Let me ask you a
to
question.
take drastic action.
Let me ask you a question. You believe that if a Jeffrey Tavares or a Wilfred Rattigan should enter politics, we can change this country?
Jeffrey, you would be making example a corrupt politician, and the country would have rallied behind you for that. We need it. The working poor has been suffering in Jamaica for too long from these insatiable corrupt politicians who can't satisfy. Trillions of dollars missing and no account. The hospital, I must extend condolences to you again for your father. I lost my father at the Salvamar Hospital too, you know. You know, and when I visited the hospital, he was on a bed there, and I asked the doctor if everything is okay. If everything is going to be okay. They tell me, yes, my father is going to be okay. He does have an ear infection. My father passed on 2 days after from pneumonia. That was 2002.
With an ear infection?
Yes. They said they diagnosed him for ear infection. But the autopsy proved he died from pneumonia.
But almighty God, look down for us.
Savlamar Hospital. My mother, although I gave her money to go to Oxford Medical.
My brother, hold on, can you come back in 2 minutes? I have a call coming in from Conrad Brother from New South.
No problem.
Good night, Conrad. You're live and in. How are you doing? Conrad?
Yeah.
You're live and in. How are you doing?
Yeah, Jeffrey, I call you. You know the reason why I call you? I call because I'm tired of this nonsense argument. And I say to my people as well, my callers and my people, each time someone come and put their voice out there, making some point, people come and call and you should go into politics. We must stop this damn nonsense. It is foolishness. It is utter rubbish. Right? In Jamaica, for example, you have 63 parliamentary seats in the lower house and about 23 in the Senate. The last time I checked, you have about roughly 3 million people here in Jamaica, and maybe the same or more in the diaspora and the world, right? Jamaicans.
Yeah.
So this kind of nonsense, we must stop it, man. Encourage people who are out there doing the work that we do to keep the government on their toes, whichever party form the government, and encourage the people to let them know that here what happened. Your responsibility on over every 5 years or every 4+ years after you go to the poll. You have a responsibility to hold the government accountable. And that is why it is important for people to demand the 7 other names who are being investigated for illicit enrichment. And that is why we must hold the Prime Minister accountable. And Jamaican people should demand that he doesn't put his name back on the ballot because he is uncertified. Hello?
I'm hearing it. Go ahead, Conrad. I'm hearing it.
Those are the things that we must do rather than come and as somebody raise their voice and you must go into politics or you must nonsense. I hate it. We're more sensible than that, man. Not everybody are going into politics. The bulk of us will have to stay on the sideline
to hold them accountable.
You know what, Jeffrey, I'm going to share this with you. I'll share this, and I'll probably be a little bit elaborate here.
Go ahead.
A number of persons reached out to me when the selection was at its peak in the PNP. Say, Conrad, why not put yourself forward? I responded to them the same way. I said, hear me. It is 63 seats there. All of us can't be on it. I went further. I said to them that, listen, politics is an expensive venture. I don't have, as a matter of fact, even the party leader, I must tell you, Mark Golden, he was quite ecstatic and happy when he heard my name mentioned. I did my round robin and so on, and I recognize that it is going to be a tall order to raise the funds to have a proper campaign and so on. So you know what I do? So I recognize that, listen, I have a space. God bless me to be in a privileged position as a talk show host, broadcast journalist. And I decide that, listen, I will use my voice there and I will speak truth to power, no matter who the guy is. And as I keep on saying that you have one government at a time, one party at a time from the government. At this time, Andrew Holness is the Prime Minister and the government is formed by the Jamaica Labour Party, and they're falling down on the job or have fallen down on the job. Mark Golden has never gotten a turn at the wicket. He enumerated a lot of things, including repositioning the housing trust so that the bulk of our people can basically get a little house and so on. Right? He mentioned a lot of things. He talked about what they will be doing in terms of fixing the hospital, national security, etc. He has not gotten a chance at the wicket. Andrew Holness have been there for 9 years. Are we satisfied? The answer is a resounding no. So we have to call Andrew Holness to books and we have to serve notice. And Mark Jefferson Golden, the man Marky G, to say, listen, you will not escape the fire if you come and do nonsense. True. And that's what we have to do. Right? And that is why, Jeffrey, I am so disappointed with this Holness government that even when they talk about constitutional reform, they forget things like impeachment and recall. They're not interested in that. Because there's no way that some of who is in the parliament should basically be finishing a five-term period. They should have been recalled.
So true.
I'm sorry if I sound a little bit edgy in my voice this evening, but you know, I have to. I have to, you know. Yeah, man. So all in all, that's my point. And this Monday, Easter Monday, Jeffrey. You know, to say that, listen, we have to understand. It's not you know, about calling somebody because you're out there, you must go into politics and so. There are a lot of decent men and women who offer themselves, but what happened? We let them off the hook because let's go there. Even the Prime Minister, the present Prime Minister, what he enumerated when he was coming into the work was noble, and a lot of people decided to give him a chance as a result of that. And right now, Jeffrey, across the length and breadth of Jamaica, you know what the people are saying? Holness let we down. Andrew Holness let we down. That's it.
And that is
so,
why you know Conrad O'Brien.
And it happened. And it happened. Sorry, go ahead.
And that is why you know Conrad O'Brien. It is for those who are just joining us, we're being joined by on telephone by my good friend from News Talk 93 FM, Conrad O'Brien, the fireman, the man who speaks truth to power. Doesn't matter who the gal or man is. Anyway, the girl.
Same stuff. Or the guy.
Conrad,
the girl or the guy. Yes.
That is why we in this country, as what you said earlier on, we have to hold them accountable. But my question to you tonight, Conrad O'Brien, where do you see this country going? Where do you see Jamaica going? Are Jamaicans voting on issues, or are Jamaicans voting because of their party?
Well, put it this way. Put it this way, Jeffrey. I believe that the people in the upcoming election will be voting on issues. You're not going to get away. You're not going to get away from a core, an underbelly core of both political parties, and it happened across the world. Then that's why you have what is called the die-hard, right? The die-hard. And nothing is wrong with being die-hard, because a lot, for example, the die-hard within the PNP, especially among the older cohort, they will tell you, and they have good reason to do so. For example, the oldest among us will remind us that when Norman Manley came to office in the PNP, they elect as about 1% of our population was literate and numerate. And then by 1972, when Michael Manley came to office, it was 13%. 13%, right? Norman bring it up to about 13%. It's stagnant there. Michael saw it there. Michael basically institute things like Jamal, free education up to university level and so on, to basically move it further along the continuum. Under PJ's regime, PJ basically give access to universal secondary education to all. Granted, we may need to step up on the quality, fix something at the primary level and even at the infant school level, so that we have those who are matriculating at a more sufficient level. And of course, that's one of the agenda that Mark Golden is running, and that is why he talk about the meal in school and so on, and the government will be responsible from 0 up to a particular age, so that you start them right and let them right. That was an acronym that was said by Makyn and Maxine Henry Wilson, the law, when she was education minister, or Ronnie Thwaites, I think, start them right and let them right. So, and if you look at it, again, so I'm talking about those persons who are a part of the diehard with the PNP. Take, for example, for those of us who are interested in education, when you look at it, and it can be proven, it is there, the information is there. School and something with the Labour Party bill, Jeffrey.
But hold on there, Conrad.
When you look at it in the entire 70s, in the entire 80s, not one school was built by the Labour Party, and there was a Litania school that was built in the 70s, and certainly under Norman Manley premiership. And then you look at the last 9 years here with Andrew Holness, not one single sanitary school built.
But Conrad, hold on for me, Conrad. I want you to listen to this. Hold on for me. I want you to listen to something. Hold on, I can play it here. The Prime Minister went to Portmore and said this. Listen to this.
Think about it. My thinking Labourites and my thinking Jamaicans. Who is really making the changes in Jamaica? So yes, my Labourites and yes, my Jamaicans, this election is about who will continue to change Jamaica for the better. Who will continue to build out the highways? Who will continue to build out the hospitals? Who will continue to build out the schools? Who will continue to build out the logistics hub? Who will continue to buy the new buses? Who will continue to buy the new garbage trucks? Who will continue to give the largest salary increases to public sector workers? Who will continue to build the houses? Who will continue to change Jamaica for the better?
Conrad, I want you to comment on
that. Desperation at its highest. For example, let's just talk about one thing. I'll take something in the middle there. The logistic hub. The logistic hub was a project that brought to the forefront. A lot of work was done on it. As a matter of fact, all the initial work was done on it. by the PNP with Commerce Minister Anthony Hilton. The fact of the matter is that for 10 years, almost 10 years, the Jamaica Labour Party have not turned a blind eye on the logistic hub. Nothing was done. So when Mr. Holness come now as a late Monday morning quarterbacker and talk about who will do this and who will do that, he is in government for 9 going 10 years.
Not one
He has not built one school. He has not built one school. The Cornwall Regional Hospital that was supposed to take $2.something billion, 2.5 billion. It's now 25 billion and counting. We got that there is another 5 billion that is supposed to spend. And up to today, person sent me picture with people on the ground. People on the ground. People are suffering at Cornwall Regional Hospital. That is the sum total of the Holness administration, right? People cannot get proper service. Surgery has to be put off at KPH because the elevator and the air conditioning unit not working. We saw recently where people are crying foul because their machine not working, the dialysis machine not working. Those are the conditions that Andrew Holness preside over here in Jamaica. And he has the audacity to be on the political platform talking nonsense. Let me tell you something, Jeffrey. In other places, people will have taken to the street and demand for Holness to call the election now.
Yep.
Call it right now and give the people the opportunity to go and make their decision. If they decide that, listen, they want him to continue with the nonsense, then they will. If not, they will vote. But this, what he has done right now, he has basically have the country right now in a perpetual state of campaigning. And I'm expecting even the private sector, Mr. Siaga and his gang, to put some pressure now on the government, Andrew Holness government, and say, Andrew, our Prime Minister Holness, the most honorable Dr. Michael Andrew Bradham Brogard Holness, you can't have this going because what we're in effectively right now, Jeffrey, is a high-blown, a full-blown election campaign, right? And we're seeing what is happening. We don't have a political ombudsman to basically regulate anything. We saw what is taking place down there in St. James with the mayor there allowing JLP billboard to be stand while he has people, the Metropolitan Police, taking down his opponent billboards. Just last week, I had to broadcast it in the paper where there is now a lawsuit because Andre Horton is crying foul about his billboard being removed. Janice Allen is also crying foul, while the other billboards from the Jamaica Labour Party are standing. There's no ombudsman to deal with it. Hear what they do. The Labour Party dismantle the ombudsman office. The last ombudsperson we had was Dana Parchment Brown, right? They sever that office and said they are marketed into the ECJ office, which is supposed to be independent of politics. Now, when you put the ombudsman office in there, you're politicizing the office. Indeed. Because the ombudsman have to basically make decision as it relates to political thing. So when you have the ECJ, which is the office that is supposed to be governing the electoral process, and you put that office in there, I wonder, Jeffrey, these guys are not thinking.
I think.
Well, I shouldn't say they're not thinking. I shouldn't. Sorry, go ahead.
I personally think that Jamaica is becoming a dictatorial state under this administration, though, Conrad. And
Jeffrey, I'm afraid I can't disagree with you. I'm afraid I can't disagree with you. The Prime Minister said to us, he did not hide under a corner or somebody have him under a hot mic moment. He said it to Jamaica that he is militarizing the police force. No, Jeffrey, tell me what that means. Tell me what that means.
That means pretty soon, like me and you who the chat, they not come for me.
So I said it over and over, and I'm not afraid to repeat it. I give the Prime Minister kudos as a man who, well, from time to time, he gave us a different version. Sometimes it's a 1-bedroom boardhouse, another time it's a 2-bedroom, another time it is Ensom City. He grew up with his house. Ensom City was one of the better housing scheme in St. Catherine. So I really don't know which of them to believe. However, let's give him the lower one. Say he was brought up in a 1-bedroom boardhouse and he rise to the office of Prime Minister, the highest executive office in the land. I hail the man. I hail the man. But after that, there come the accountability. The Prime Minister is still uncertified. He is indeed still uncertified. Right? The Prime Minister is taking all of us as Jamaicans to court, or has taken us to court. Because when he took the IC to court, a body that is constituted by Parliament that he presided over, the framework was laid by the PNP, but the PNP lost the election. He named the commissioners, right? He did all of those things. And because the commission made a decision that seems to be not flattering to the Prime Minister, he decided that he's taking them to court and they must chop down certain part of it and so on. What can go so? Huh? What can go so?
But you have never heard this in any modern democracy, where a Prime Minister is the one who finish up with the Integrity Commission, and he taking them to court. His own Integrity Commission taking them to court.
You know, Jeffrey, I'll say this. Some time ago, a man said to me that you must use wisdom. And when I said to him, what is wisdom? He said, wisdom is when you wise up in your wisdom. And he said, as a result of that, you must use your head. You must be a thinker. You must be clinical. You must be you must be you must be an observer. And I'm saying to the Jamaican people, be clinical. Use wisdom. Be wise up in your wheezy, in your head. Don't make nobody come and bamboozle you, Jeffrey. Wise. Be wise. Be discerning. Right? Be discerning. That's a critical word. We must be discerning. And we must look at what has happened. The Prime Minister, when he was seeking the work, took to the Parliament with a basket that $4,000 could purchase. To date, the 4,000 can't purchase not even the chicken in the basket. And the Prime Minister now revisit the Parliament with that basket. Huh? Those are some of the things. And he must be brought to books and account for these things. He must.
And the people of Jamaica must stand up.
Well, you know, Jeffrey, this election, I believe in our lifetime, Jeffrey, we have talked about crucial election and so on, but I believe that this election will be the most crucial in the history of Jamaica, because if we don't see some changes, then dog not only going to our supper, but lunch, breakfast, and dinner will be a thing of the past. A thing of the past. The Prime Minister talk about high salary. The people who got the high salary was himself. And they could not help giving the 14 within the PNP a part of it. But what they have 49.
So I'm aware.
49. And as a result of that, right? They take almost 300% increase. The teachers and other people, not even 20% increase they receive. All right. So this argument about who will continue to give this and who will continue to give that, what needs to be done, Jeffrey, is the economy need to grow, the pie need to get larger, and that is not happening. We have seen the last year, we have ended Q3 and Q4, that is to say the third and fourth quarter, at a in a negative position. In Q3, we have a decline of 3.5%. In Q4, we had a decline of 1.8. Cumulatively, a decline of 5.3%. Any economy decline in 2 quarters by that amount, Jeffrey, is in deep trouble. Deep waters. Right? Deep waters. And when we talk about these things, it is not our words, not my words, not Jeffrey Tavares' word, not Will Rattigan word, it's not Ralston or Aheman word. It is not Julian Robinson word or Mark Jefferson word. These are the figures that published by the Statin and the PIOJ.
And another thing again to Conrad. The Prime Minister nor the Minister of Finance will never come out and tell the Jamaican people that they're indirectly taxing the people, They're taxing the hell out of the people. And they're talking about no new taxes. That's a damn thing,
Listen, the fact of the matter is that we are paying new taxes every single day, or additional taxes every single day. Take, for example, the poor motorist. Every day you go to the pump, or every day you go to the auto shop, right? The taxes that is going on, it's going up because things not going down. Miss Matty, who is getting minimum wage and going to buy a little sugar, a little rice, a little flour, whatever it is, she is paying more every day. Every day. You understand? The person who is going out there and buying the farmer the feed for the baby. Right? Everything is in problem. Everything is in problem, Jeffrey. But as I said, Jeffrey, I'm not going to spend much longer with you, but keep up the good work, keep up the fight, and of course, I invite persons to join me tomorrow and News Talk 93 FM at 9 o'clock Jamaica time, 10 o'clock in the US, and of course, we'll be streaming live as well on the Conrad OB TikTok page. You may carry us as well, Jeffrey. Oh, all right. So, and I must tell you, I'll have a very interesting guest. It's a lady who is living in the United States for the past 40 years, and indeed, she is very, very concerned about persons who have been deported or involuntary return resident. Because they return without their own volition, so they're involuntary return. We call them deportees, and what happens? She'll be having a major event for them come Saturday somewhere off the Ugly Park Road area. So we're talking about that. And indeed, Jeffrey, I think she have a thing or two to say about the Prime Minister's pronouncement when he talk about deportee. You meet the judge or meet your maker, those kind of things. It's the argument that disturbed her and other members in the diaspora, Jeffrey. So it promises to be a very, very interesting conversation because, as she said, and that everybody who is not who doesn't have their entire documentation in the United States at the moment, they're subject to deportation. So a lot of people who comes home now are not people who are criminal. You understand? And that's a stigma that is out there. So we'll be shedding some light on that come tomorrow. She'll be my guest at 9:35 a.m. Promises to be an interesting discussion. So once again, Jeffrey, keep up the good work, and may God continue to bless you richly, sir. And when you laid your father to rest yesterday, And may his soul rest in peace and light perpetually shine on him. Condolences to you and the rest of your family once again, Jeffrey.
Thank you very much, my good friend, Canada Brian. OB. Thanks much.
Respect.
Yeah, man.
Blessings.
Okay. Good night. Welcome to the program, Justice. How are you doing?
Good, good. How are you doing, Jeffrey?
I am here, my brother. Go ahead.
My word, man. I have been listening to the program and the snippet that you of the Prime Minister and what he's saying. You know why he deserves another term for him to continue building and building and building. Went on to list out a bunch of schools, hospitals, roads, logistic hub, etc. My question to you is, and to your listeners, is it a possibility that the Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Chief Executive Officer of Jamaica Land We Love, is it a possibility that he has gone crazy or delusional?
That's a very good question.
I wonder. Because how can someone in their right mind, you have not built one school since your election, or you being elected into office for the past 9 years, you have not built one school, but you're going to continue with school building. You're going to continue building hospital. Jeffrey, the man has gone mad.
I don't think
he has gone mad.
I don't think he has gone mad, you know. I think we'll use the
Well, he's a
famous
wicked
word.
liar.
We'll use the famous word as our good friend Sheriff Nadu have said. He's just pathologically mendacious.
That's it.
For those
he cannot bring himself to speak the truth. Huh? We thought that Bruce was the father of mendacity, but this man, is the godfather of mendacity.
Yep.
The man lie because no one in their right mind. And you know what? You know what I find very fascinating? We are living in an era where information is at our fingertips. Information is at our fingertips. So whatever it is that he says, it can be easily fact checked. And when you fact check this man, every single utterance is a lie.
But I tell you something, you know, Justice.
Yes.
I don't think he realized that people are fact checking him. When they fact check him and come on here with it, you know, he begs like a bull, you know. Yes, he's begs like a bull.
He does.
Yep.
He does. And you know, the man has attacked our constitutional institutions that have been set up to ensure that there is fairness, there is honesty. He attacks these institutions because he does not want to be questioned. He does not want to be held accountable. He wants to remain behind his curtain of lies. And I hope that the Jamaican people, they are seeing what this wicked administration is doing to the country, and that they would have enough common sense. One, they would have enough courage. Two, to take to the polls and vote out this corrupt administration.
Let's hope and see that happen, Justice.
Jeffrey, I talk to my fellow men, my fellow brothers and sisters every day, and the people are crying. The people are crying because things are expensive. You understand me? And it is sad
Justice. Hold on
that
Justice.
Jamaica.
Justice, hold on a minute for me. Hold on a minute for me. Because I'm gonna block an idiot that's on my platform here now. Because this idiot here is talking about hospitals and so forth and that kind of stupidness. Don't come over here. Do not come on this platform. Because you do not know about hospitals. You have nobody in your family who suffered in the hands of a hospital. I wouldn't even tell my mother to block it. I'm going to block it myself. Get off of this platform. We're not talking with politics right now, but we're speaking about what's going on in the country. And you don't know what it's like to have a family member suffering in a hospital. Huh?
Wow.
Now come over here with it. Time for you to get over here. Go ahead from ahead, boy. But Justice, go ahead from me. You have 2 minutes, sir. I'm not a call coming in. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Well, I want to add that the pictures and videos of our brothers and sisters languishing and suffering in the hospitals, on the floors, those images must never be forgotten. And it is time that we ask government, what have you done for me lately? What have you done for us over the past 9 years? And why should we trust you to give you another term? You cannot be trusted because you have proven over and over that you're a bunch of pathologically mendacious persons. And look, the Jamaica Labour Party, they are in trouble. They are in trouble. I called you about a thing that I saw.
Oh, yes, and I didn't get back to you. I do apologize.
Right?
I'm so.
And you didn't get back to me.
Yeah, it's the same time when my dad thing going on.
But yes, I've gotten further developments that this actually came out of the party as a means of destabilizing.
Yep.
Yes. There is a serious power struggle going on in the party because, you know what, quite frankly, I think there are some members of the Jamaican Labour Party that are tired of the lies too. They're tired too. And they would like to see the back of Andrew Holness and his merry band of thieves.
I believe so.
But listen, the time is coming, and their time has come. My brother, continue keeping the fire blazing. And I hope that Jamaicans will realize what time it is and do the right thing, because this government time has come.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you, Justice. Thank you so much. A Jamaican who continues to speak truth to power. My good friend Justice. Let me call back. Some people have been calling me. Miss P has been calling. Let me call back Miss P. Then I call back to all the people who have been calling. Miss P has been calling. I call back to all the people who have been calling. And have them come on. Miss P, welcome to the program. You're live.
Good night, we are call you.
Long
First,
time
I
no hear
must
from you,
say,
man.
me there man, cause me say you tell me when I feel there, tell me what's me and you.
Oh, Jesus. I forgot.
I hear me here announce it, cause me every class of them, sometimes me tired, me not get to hook up, but me a pick, but me a listen. Anyway,
yeah.
me tell the matter. No, I can't wrap my head around our dear beloved Prime Minister. Somebody, anybody who is a psychiatrist or whatever doctor with mental. Yes, then can help him. The man the on stage that talk about him brought out school, hospital, and this and that. What kind of man for feed that? Look, for the amount of police killing, what happened? We am not, me not support criminal, but the amount of police killing, where police kill more 100 and near 100 and they can't find 50 gun or 30 gun when they take off a criminal. And you as a prime minister no come out and address it. And you still want people to vote for you? For you kill out people boy pick the just so? Me see I one clip of one 15-year-old picnic where police beat up. 2 of them and walk back, 3 of them, him and 2 female. And I don't know what they said, what you said to them. But whatever I say, I have a right to say, well, can't people for the police. And you beat up the woman picnic. Beat him up. And your mother fear grown and a grown and a grown and a grown and a grown. You know, no talk to the woman about him 15-year-old picnic. Then Mr. Andrew Holness, you may talk to no, so can you listen to them program here? What could you tell me as a mother when that happened to my picnic where and a gunman shooting like a little 14-year-old? A police where to protect the state and protect them. When they're in any difficulty, Mr. Prime Minister, they're supposed to run to the police like when I was a child. If a policeman pass you and you stop him, he must stop. What is the little girl? And he might help you. No, the police have turned criminal. You put them in our blue something where everybody are wear blue. Police are wear blue. Porter are wear blue. The other police where say they work a market are wear blue. Nobody don't know who is the member of the JCF. Sir, what is this? And you expect we to vote you in back? We are idiot. The few little eat non-school we have back you then can help you know. And I want to send a strong message to Edmund Bartlett, Babsy Grange. You know why me I send the message to you? You know, in a JLP party from Wapia kill fill up dead long time. So one of the backbone of Jamaica Labour Party and take money or whatever make Andrew Holness uno in a parliament before Andrew Holness ban and make Andrew Holness turn in a one piece of puppy show. That all you come out and talk about playing a fry from West they come here and playing come out because they are lie and tell like panic. He ain't tell you that.
And did you realize that until now he hasn't addressed that?
And until now, you know, come up and say, well, it was a mistake or whatever. You don't have MP on stage that talk about height of great man, heap and kept when the man was sleeping. All them foolish is there. Not even a business school you couldn't. Eh? Yeah, one other one come and say, well, my people, me couldn't go before me chat to you and your ministry. What kind of foolish is them? What kind of dunce people and lead people? Eh? Uno make shiny come and come open big garage.
Well,
so the little man them.
Hold on, Miss P. You know, if there's one thing that I am not disagreeing with. You know why? Because our
Yes.
fellow countrymen who call themselves mechanics, some of them are the biggest notorious criminals known. You know why I say it? You'll
You may
park
know,
your
man,
vehicle
yeah.
there. You'll park your vehicle there for them to do something for you. And your vehicle in the
And
garage
then
for
scrap
3-4 months. And they keep on charging you.
me
And I don't know if it's
understand.
nothing. So
I understand,
them
but
cause upon yourself.
my point is, and I look, I mean, not like I promise I will look far and wide and not come up with no solution.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you see those equipment when the Chinese carry come here, if you do the balance and check and whatever in the mechanic world, an ordinary or a Jamaican black man, he would have to be connected to afford to carry in those equipment come here. Trust me. Those are the things. And you know what me I look on, Jeffrey? If this continue with the Chinese, the next 20, 30 years, your grandpitney, your great grandpitney, whether biological or not, they will come here say, we were, but now they are slave to China in Jamaica. That is what Jamaica is heading to. If the Chinese, we can do business with them, but Chinese people have too much root into Jamaica. Tell me, can you use a man with travel and you have more experience, more in certain things. We starting at China. Does a Jamaican could go and do such thing? Are those things that they are doing here?
No, we're in China because the communist
So
government.
why are we allowing them to do these things in our country? Remember, we have the diaspora, with UNO people, in Canada, America, and England. And it is so hard for you guys. Me know diaspora over there with their money thick. And it is so hard for them to come here and set up a business to be prosperous so they can employ their own Jamaican and call it Jamaican. That is my problem. If the government did free up the thing that the diaspora, whoever bail we out, could come here, get a factory space, rent a factory or buy a one and set up some things, processing and this and that and that. Even hotel, we need a chain of hotel operate solely by diaspora, Jamaican, for Jamaica, by Jamaica. We need a chain of supermarket we operate by the Jamaican diaspora along with the Jamaican national. That's we, the smaller people, can get benefit, get respect, get love, be a part of something.
You know something, Miss P?
Yeah.
You're correct, There is so many red tapes for us in the diaspora when we come to Jamaica to open a business. There is so much red tape. But Jamaica will extend their hands without any red tape to the Chinese because they can get money at the table. And you're correct.
And the Chinese do not love us. They're so disrespectful. I work at a place where I encounter with them quite often. And sometimes I can tell you, Jeffrey, don't be surprised if I call you and tell you, say, I am out of a job. So I go do this and I go beg help. Me not hide if you tell you, because I cannot stand up and I will not stand up and allow a Chinese, now no other nation, no matter who you be, to come at Jamaica and disrespect me. I hear some man, me don't know nowhere else in the world. And you don't come here and talk to me as you feel like. I will send you wheel in some dark place where light no shine.
You know, if you tell them, I'm going to tell them something. Because I told some Chinese that downtown Kingston, I said, when you come here by aeroplane, I come here by labor pain. This rock belongs to me. It belongs to you.
I tell one the other day, so guess what? With all due respect, this is Jamaica. I was born here, my grandparents and my foreparents born here. You come here, we have a rule here, and if you can't abide by it, you just don't come. And you don't raise your voice to me. Okay? Because you will never see this woman face in a China. So anywhere you come from, you go back there. No, here one of them where know the language, know the Jamaican. I say, you don't have to be serious. Me say, are you? You not tell me nothing because you know where I say I'm a chung chang chang. Me no bother them tell me. So if me never on that camera, I tell him something. So me tell him something. Sooner or later, what I'm gonna go pack up and leave here. And when I see we are China.
You see, a lot of people don't know the history now. I want Jamaicans to do their history. My good friend and my moderator walking in divine purpose. I want you to do a history. I'm going to take a next call, Miss P. Next call coming in. But I want you to do a history, Miss P. In the 1950s. Remember what happened in Jamaica in the 1950s when
my grandfather tell me, I don't remember everything, I was a child. Yeah. Say one tiny man do something in one parish. And it's scattered in the whole 14 parish of Jamaica.
Right.
And him tell me, say, him help run them out because in a film community, one Chinese man did they were rank and no manners, and then take the opportunity to get rid of him. And Chinese nation, when we are talking about Chinese, we not talk about you were born and grow here. You are our brothers. We're talking about the imported Chinese. And the Jamaican government been issuing them with gun, licensed firearm, and a police officer will work with a gun and a go home. Can't get a gun to carry home. But Chinese businessmen, them have big Glock, big machine on their side with them paper, well, everything up. These things must stop. But the Jamaican police and Jamaican people cannot get it. Jamaica, me I beg you, do the right thing. Mark Golden, let me tell you something. You will be the next prime minister, and we are going to hold you accountable. All these things must stop. This thing must stop, and we are going to hold you. At time we hold Andrew Holness because we are going to support you. We are going to ban rebellion with you, but you have to do the right thing. It don't really matter who, you are going to do the right thing. We know it's not going to easy. Not the first set. And we are going to ban rebellion, and we are going to yam nothing, drink water, totally make me. Anyway, come on.
Thank you. Good night. Welcome to the program. You're live.
Yeah, how you doing? Good night to you. How you doing? All right. Hey, I wanna say something to Miss Pratt. Miss Pratt that just called the program.
Yes.
About the Chinese.
Yes.
So the only thing I got on that aspect is, listen, Jamaica is too far gone with the Chinese.
Hold on for me, sir. Are you using an earpiece? Are you having me on speaker?
No. I got you on speaker, sorry.
No, take me off speaker, please.
All right, is it better?
Much better.
All right. So the Jamaica is so gone, it's so deep in the Chinese dealings. It's inevitable. Did you understand did you listen to what Rubio said? Yeah. Rubio told you. Yeah, Rubio told us what the Chinese are about. So like, what are we doing? We're doing deals with the Chinese.
I want you to do me a favor, my friend.
Uh-huh.
Go back. Is your grandparents still alive?
No, one of them is.
Well, I want you to go and do a history about the Chinese in Jamaica in the 1960s to 1950s, and you'll see what I'm talking about, because it's gonna happen again. History have a way of repeating itself,
Yes.
All right, man.
All right. Respect.
Thanks for calling in.
All right.
Goodbye. Let me call back. Some people have been calling the program. Gotta call them back. I don't want interference if I am neglecting them. Let me call them back. There was a number I was calling. Oh, Lord. Oh, here it is, yes. The number to call is 954-529-8030. We're going to call back this person here. Good night. Welcome to the Mek Wi Talk program. You're calling.
Good night, Mr. Tavares.
Good night, man.
You know what I'm calling about? Earlier on in the program, I heard you say that pensioner cannot get their pension. From last year, October, I'm 65. And they said 4 months or 3 months before you're 65, you should send in your papers. And I know I send in and I don't hear nothing and I gone almost 5 months, I go 6 months now. And I cannot get my NIS pension. So that is true.
You know something, man? At the town hall meeting in Miami, Miramar the other day in Florida, rather, right here in Fort Lauderdale, I should say. I got up to ask 3 questions. I was barred not to ask 2, and I could ask 1. And the one that I asked was about the pension. The Prime Minister of Jamaica looked at me and told me to give the number of the lady to one of his handlers. I gave the number to the gentleman. I WhatsApped the gentleman. And until now, how many weeks now gone since the Prime Minister go back to Jamaica? Until now, the lady hasn't gotten a call from Jamaica House.
You understand me? The NIS not doing, I don't see what they are doing. Honestly, I understand that is enough, but from August last year, you put in your papers and you're 65 in October, and this year I am going to 66. No, man.
And what I don't
They need to do
understand, you know,
better.
it's what I don't understand. And when you go on bad on the program and call them out, you know, you hear say yeah, this and you hear say that. But you see, we can't put on my temple, not cheap back on fire. The Prime Minister of Jamaica told me at the town hall meeting that he will do something about it.
They only say that at the meeting when the pressure is on. But after them leave, it is the same place it's died. Nothing.
Until now.
Right. So me I call upon Mr. Charles Jr. If see to it we get with pension, call upon the people them and tell them that the people them who 65 from last year, October, November, December, why all know we gone and soon done April, why all know we can't get nothing? That's my little piece, Mr. Tavares.
Thank you so much for calling in, my dear. And I will not stop talking about the pension until something is being done.
Yeah.
Something
Thank
has
you.
to be done. Thank you so much. Prime Minister Holness. Prime Minister Andrew Michael Holness. I call about this person who was calling. Hopefully the answer. I don't understand these people. You come at town hall meeting, you can ask questions. And you promise people say you'll do this and you'll do that. Prime Minister Andrew Michael Holness. I don't want to call the gentleman name who was with him from Jamaica House, you know. But I have a way of getting things around him. And I'm going to call 2 persons that I know. It cannot continue like this. I have people in the chat room. My moderator father can't get his own pension all now. What is going on? What is really going on? Anyway, I'm going to take a quick break and come back here. Just a quick break.
Mr. Holness has been a champion in relation to climate action, a champion in relation to an effective reformed multilateral financial architecture in the world. And this was what Damian Blake, a Jamaican-born associate professor, had to say. I find him, Prime Minister Holness, to be very transformational, steady, forward-thinking kind of prime minister who, in my view, has made Jamaica better internally. Now, labor rights, we could ever go back to PNP? Never, never, never. We are never going back to those days, let me tell you. And we can say it here. Labor rights, PNP is bad news. Bad news. Bad for the economy and bad for leadership.
All on the bad. Poor people in our country can't get their pension. Jamaicans who live overseas can't get their pension. And the Prime Minister promised faithfully, well, the promise that comfort to a fool in here, you know. You know, as we end the program tonight, I want to say thank you all for coming on. But before I go, I want to say this to you all. It is time, it is today that our best work can be done. And not some future days or some future years. And the sense of urgency is what we must have today. Knowing as well, and knowing, as the saying goes, eternal virtue is the price of liberty. The price of liberty, my fellow Jamaicans, is to stay alert, seek the truth, and to actively pursue the fight for all Jamaicans. This election that is coming up, it is a consequential election, and we must not give up. We must go out there, we must vote on policies, not on party. Vote for the future of this country, not the future of some party. The urgency, it is today that our best work can be done, and not some future days or some future years. And this sense of urgency is what we must have today, knowing, as the saying goes, eternal virtue is the price of liberty. The price of liberty, my Jamaican people, is to stay alert, seek the truth, and to do actively pursue the fight for a better Jamaica. Fight for this country. Fight for the people who need their pension. It can't continue. Jamaicans that are age in which they're supposed to get their pension from the government is struggling to get their pension. Struggling. And this is what we all must go through. When you go up to ask the Prime Minister a question, you can ask the question. When you do ask a question about pension, he promised you that he'll look about it, and until now, nothing has been done. I get called privately about it. I get called publicly about it. Some of my friends don't believe it. Some of my friends don't believe that I get called about it. See, they already just call about it. People need their pension and they're not getting their pension money. But we must stand up for what we believe in this country. It is today that our best work can be done, and not some future days or future years. And this sense of urgency is what we must have today. Knowing, as the saying goes, eternal virtue is the price we pay for liberty. The price of liberty, my Jamaican people, is to stay alert, to seek the truth, and to actively pursue the fight for a better Jamaica. To actively pursue the fight for a better Jamaica. To actively pursue the fight for a better Jamaica. May God bless you. May God bless our island home, Jamaica land we love. This has been another episode of the Current Affair program right here on the Mek Wi Talk Tavares YouTube channel. And no matter what we have been through in our lives, let us continue to fight for this nation. May God bless you. May God bless our island home, Jamaica land we love. Remember to join us tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock America time, 9 o'clock Jamaica time. We're having a simulcast broadcast from News Talk 93 FM with Conrad O'Brien. We'll be live on this program here. Boy, it's hard. It's hard to see what is going on in our country. It's very hard. Thanks to my hard-working team. Thanks to Walking in Divine Purpose, who continue coming in the chat room, no matter how busy she always comes in the chat room to assist and to make sure that everything goes well. Thanks to my students, my faithful Mek Wi Talk students, and other platform students who come over. Thank you all very much. Thank you for making this program a part of your home this evening. You could have gone elsewhere, but you decided to stick with Jeffrey. You decided to stick with the man of the Vumba the Vumba. Thank you all very much for coming on. And thank you all again for your encouraging words. Thank you all for cheering me on. Thank you. We're going to do something different pretty soon. Election is near. We got to do something different for the election. We're working on that. It's going to cost a bit of money, but we'll figure out how we're going to get to pay it. But it has to be done because I have to make sure that election night coverage goes smoothly. So it's going to cost a bit of money, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to, have a better background and so forth. Hopefully it can be done. And hopefully we can do the election coverage from a different location than home or than a studio that I always use. Hopefully we can do it from a different location to make it more, likable and that you all can watch it. It's been a hard week so far. But I overcome. I will overcome. My fellow Jamaicans, don't listen to the naysayers, but pursue the truth. Pursue the truth. Pursue the truth. Not some distant future, but today. Not some future years, but today. Pursue the truth. Pursue this country. That this country is in need of help. Have a great night, everyone. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. I think tomorrow evening there will be a live broadcast from St. Anne's, I think. I have to confirm that. There will be a live broadcast from St. Anne's tomorrow evening. Or we're supposed to have a guest on tomorrow. Let me check. I don't remember. I think we're supposed to have a guest on tomorrow. Are we going to tap into the live feed coming in from St. Anne tomorrow? I don't know. I'll let you guys know by tomorrow evening. I'll let you guys know. Thank you very much. Good night, everybody. Have a great night. God bless you. May God bless our island home. Jamaica land we love. Great night.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, Mek Wi Talk, my people, Mek Wi Talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Mek Wi Talk, people, Mek Wi Talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, Mek Wi Talk.
I see we're in Somebody said, please, Mr. Jeffrey, we need your help election night because Andrew planned to steal the election. I need your help now for something. But I don't come and ask. I want to see figure out if I can do it myself. Yeah, election night gonna be a very crucial night. Gonna be a very crucial night. And we have to be dependent on the EOJ. We can't independently get any result without the electoral office of Jamaica. So we have to depend on the EOJ. No one can get any independently election result apart from the EOJ. The EOJ has to give the election result. So election night, election 2025, this place will be the election coverage for election. And we're going to see what we can do, endeavor best to get live coverage out of the EOJ for you. I'm being told it's going to cost some money to get a feed from them. We don't know if we can afford it, but we're going to see what we can do. Hopefully we can get some sponsors to come on board with us. But we're planning something. I don't want to give out too much because sometimes people take your ideas. We're planning something. If it happened that election night is on a Wednesday night, then we will go to Wilfred Rattigan. If it's going to be on a night wherein I am on, then everybody come over to me. So we're going to plan our election coverage like no other. We're going to have commentators from all walks of Jamaica's life to come on to speak to us about election 2025. We're working on some things and hopefully we can make it work. Hopefully we can. But I know it's going to cost some money to do it. So we're going to work on that to make sure that can work and that can get done. Ladies and gentlemen, people, as I said before, good night. Great program, I must say myself. Great program. Great program. Walking in Divine Purpose, give me a call when you have the time, please. Thank you so much, people. Thank you. Let me go back over here and press this button here. Good night.
Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica. Mek Wi Talk. Mek Wi Talk. Unity is strength.
Please, Mr. Knight, please.
I'm suggesting that you are pathologically mendacious.
Mr. Knight, that is an improper suggestion.
Why?
And an improper...
After he just said what he just said?
Yes.
It's pathological.
Mr. Knight, please continue your cross-examination, if you so intend to.
He was referring to what you said, a ruling you made.
And he laughed at you.
And laughed. You have a pathological condition when it comes to telling the truth. And I'm suggesting to you that you have misled, you have conspired, and you have deceived the parliament, the people of this country, and the inquiry, this commission, the diaspora and every Jamaican. And that you, Prime Minister, should pack your bags and go.
Mr. Chairman.
The Prime Minister just needs to fly the gate. Call it, Andrew. Call it. And I-Man will sound the trumpet.
Whether you're Labour right, PNP, regular Jamaican who just want to vote for a change, you see the next election here will come up under no circumstances whatsoever can you vote in back the Jamaica Labour Party into government.
The Prime Minister just needs to fly the gate. Call it, Andrew. Call it. And I-Man will sound the trumpet.
Whether you're Labour right, PNP, regular Jamaican who just want to vote for a change, you see the next election here will come up under no circumstances whatsoever can you vote in back the Jamaica Labour Party into government.
Ball out! Whoa, yo, yo, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out from Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody, man or woman.
I do not believe that the Jamaica Labour Party is a party that is humanitarian. I don't think they think about the human factor.
Do you think that the opposition has a chance in the next general election?
The best chance the opposition ever know. I think that charisma
is exactly.
Andrew beat, but if you have a look for intelligence, Mark Golden is no disrespect to Bro God, and I hope nobody will take this as no. But if you look for basic understanding and basic conversation, like Andrew Holness, we say this something nicer. Mark Golden is more of the people than Andrew Holness. I think that Andrew Holness is very pretentious. You understand me? I think that he plays the part of the man of the people better. Underemployment is worse than unemployment, because if you're working less than what it costs you to live and go to work, that is underemployment.
Remember, Randy used to tell say every meal come you come up.
No, and I say go. But if you have to use 5 meal to get 1 muckle, it don't make no sense. You understand me? I say. Them conversation are not a political conversation. Them conversation are a life conversation.
The Prime Minister just needs to fly the gate. call it Andrew, call it, and I man will sound the trumpet.
Dear Mr. Prime Minister, it's almost 9 years since you took over the country. Name yourself Burgard while basking in election glory. Little did we know that you would matriculate to becoming Jamaica's first Prime Minister to lead a heist on taxpayers' money. With a whopping 28 bank account, you laugh and skin your teeth while both head hang low in this national defeat. I remember when you tell with it Tanawi yard, leaving Jamaicans sitting in limbo. Even before that, you promised me could leave open me door and me window. You take your wife turn Madam Bully of the Parliament, showing Jamaicans who is the real man, whether in or outside an agreement. You raise your pay to a higher standard, while teachers, doctors and nurses leave yard to go look work abroad. Mr. Prime Minister, me don't know if you see it. Maybe you're blind. Cause between me and you, Jamaica is singing a new song. Cause it's about time. Time for a new direction. Time for a new leader. Time for a change. So take it from me, Mr. Prime Minister. Light a candle, sing a song, and find your way back home. Yours cross, angry, miserable, a patriotic Jamaican.
Bowles' money was not lost, it was stolen. Plain as daylight.
Whether you're Labour right, PNP, regular Jamaican who just want to vote for a change, you see the next election here will come up under no circumstances whatsoever can you vote in back the Jamaica Labour Party into government.
The Prime Minister just needs to fly the gate. Call it Andrew, call it, and I man will sound the trumpet. The Prime Minister just needs to fly the gate. Call it Andrew, call it, and the Prime Minister just needs to fly the gate. Call it Andrew, call it, and I man will sound the trumpet.
Ball out! Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out from Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody, man or woman. Ball out! Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out from Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody, man or woman. Where it comes from? Send it back.
send it back. If a China, if a Jamaica, if a Haiti, where he come from, we send it back. Reverse the curse. Reverse the curse. Reverse the order. Reverse the curse. Reverse the order. Somebody said, reverse the curse. Yeah. Reverse the order. Somebody reverse the curse. Aye. Reverse the order over Jamaica. Reverse the curse, mighty God. Reverse the order. If a king's house, if a garden house, if a the prime minister, if a the opposition, if a politician, if a the lawyer, come from the doctor, come from Simon, anywhere he come from, reverse the order, reverse the order, break sure we're coming through, we're coming through, reverse the curve, send back the order, reverse the curve, send back the order, where he come from, anywhere he come from, if a Jamaica, if a Clarendon, if a St. Thomas he come from, St. Mary, send it back, send it back, we don't want to hear ya, come out of Jamaica, leave the island, leave Jamaica, leave Jamaica, we say leave Jamaica, we are going to know Jamaica, we are going to take back 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 Jamaica, we say we want 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 back Mandeville, say we want back Clarendon, we want back Manchester, say we want back Kingston, we want back Spanish Town, say we want back Canova.
The works of our former leaders inspire us to deliver a better life for all Jamaicans, guided by our progressive principles of The Prime Minister just needs to fly the gate. Call it Andrew, call it, and Iman will sound the trumpet.
Ball out! Whoa, yo, yo, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out. From Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody. Man or woman.
Gold's money was not lost. It was stolen. Plain as daylight. We must not prejudice the right of fair trial of any accused. But there are issues which, according to our constitutional entitlement of free speech, demand ventilation and not a muzzle.
Ball out! Whoa, yo, yo, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out. From Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland.
Whether you're Labour right, PNP, regular Jamaican who just want to vote for a change, you see the next election here will come up under no circumstances whatsoever can you vote in back the Jamaica Labour Party into government.
The Prime Minister just needs to fly the gate. Call it Andrew, call it, and Iman will sound the trumpet.
Ball out! Whoa, yo, yo, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out. From Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody. Man or woman.